Alrighty, let's get into it. WD-40 Phillip Island SuperSprint post-Friday presser. We've got the top four in combined times, and Frosty topping that last time sheet. But nice work, Scotty, in the first session, setting the quickest time that we've seen today. Variable conditions. We'll start with Scott. I mean, you were the fastest guy that we've seen here today, but you showed good speed in both sessions, in all the different conditions. So that, coming into a weekend of unknowns, has to be good news, right?
Yeah, I think that, it's great for the team as well. It shows that we're now starting to roll out of the truck competitive at most places we go to. But that second session, I think it rained a bit in the last sector, so we lost a few tenths there. So I think the car overall is very strong. But again, we did 5 laps in that session because it's at the point where it's too dry for wets and it's too wet for slicks. So it's kind of no man's land. So we just minimise the running and try to look after the car, save running off. But yeah, I feel like we've rolled out pretty competitive this weekend, so it's good to back that up.
We're not really knowing what we're going to get this weekend. What's been the talk within the team about potential weather? Or do you think it's going to be dry for qualifying? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it will dry up. I think that today's going to be the worst of it. And we see here the track dries so fast. If it's windy tomorrow, it could rain, and within 5 laps, the track's going to be pretty dry. So, yeah, I'd probably put my money on it being dry, but you never know. We are in Victoria.
Frosty sitting down there at the end of the table, championship leader. It's always nice being on top of the timesheets when that's the scenario, but it's hard to get up and excited when you have to only turn 10 laps and sit out half a practice session.
Yeah, I was changed. I didn't know I had to come up here, so it was finished 4th, but then in that session was quite good. But tricky conditions. The first lap I really conserved on that whatever drying track, and then you go the next lap, you try and push harder, and then it started spitting at 2, and I went off backwards. So it's a bit hit and miss, but car was good. We actually made a change between sessions that was. I've been chasing a direction on the car for a long time, and that was the first real big progression forward we've made. So I'm pretty happy, even though the day was mixed. To get a change in and actually have a good read was, and the data looks good as well. It's nice. So time will tell, I guess, tomorrow when it's wet, dry, whatever. But it's pretty tricky. It's tricky conditions.
Do you prefer it to be wet or dry this weekend? You don't care, given the championship scenario? Would you just rather it be dry and safe?
Oh, it's better to be dry because it's better racing. But those conditions then are actually pretty fun to drive on. When it's wobbling around and you're doing 36s or whatever. We're all saying it's low grip, but 2 years ago 36 was a good race time, when the track was the old surface. So it feels really bad and slippery and greasy, but you're matching your lap times from 2 years ago. So even though it's miserable, it's still drivable. We used to do that when it was dry. So it was quick, it was fun, and when it really dried up at the end and the tyres just get quicker and quicker, I wish you could have that every time you rolled out, because normally you do one lap and the tyre has a half-second drop-off, but when the track's drying, you just keep going quicker. It's actually enjoyable. So who knows? Who knows what tomorrow's going to bring? It's wet for everyone, dry for everyone, half wet, half dry, whatever. It is what it is.
Given that the points gap has been closing, and given that you haven't been at the front like you were throughout the first half of the championship, everyone's doing the usual, Frosty's clamming up, he's getting nervous, he's tightening up. What do you say about that?
It is.
Are you doing that, or is it just what we're saying?
Well, you talk a lot of rubbish sometimes, so it's probably just more rubbish, mate. So
you're not tightening up, driving your same game?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Are you saying I'm driving bad, are you? Is that you? Or?
No. That's what everyone's been saying. You're getting tighter. You're just tightening up, but there's no difference in your game plan this weekend.
Where are those blokes?
You're not
in this room.
We'll see.
All right, we'll let you off. So it's been very quick so far today. And nice work to see the Nissan back up front. From memory, the Nissan was pretty rock solid all last season, so it just seems to like this place, eh?
Yeah, and I don't mind this type of place, to be honest, either. It's nice, fast-flowing track where you can be a little bit brave and get rewarded for it, unlike a few of the other tracks that we race on. But the car was, for a change, and quite opposite to the last round at New Zealand, just good straight out of the truck. We only really need to do one or two things to tidy it up. So when we only had a handful of laps to put out a time, it was quite a good scenario. But yeah, really easy to drive and a bit of fine-tuning, and hopefully it's dry for the rest of the weekend, because I think we've got a pretty good car.
All happy days at Nissan then. You've sorted out the 4th driver for next year. That was definitely the plan, wasn't it, to make sure that you had 4 cars on the grid next year?
Yeah, it's all coming together pretty well. The driver lineup, the commercial side, and and all the improvements with the car and the engine are on track as well. So it's taken probably 3 years longer than what I would have liked, but it's now at the point where the whole thing's starting to come together. So looking forward to it.
All right, best of luck for the weekend. Hopefully you can continue the car sales form tomorrow and Sunday. Jason, good to see you're at the front pretty much on the top of the timesheets the whole weekend, or sorry, the whole day through dry, wet. You seem to revel in those changing conditions.
Yeah, it was a good day. I mean, we've had a strong car here in the past, and I felt like the car rolled out of the truck very well as well. It was very good in the wet. We've had a good car in the wet for a while. Very happy to see how competitive it was in the dry too, though, because I felt like New Zealand was a bit of a struggle. Last couple of rounds have been a bit of a struggle, so it was good to sort of get some dry running today and know that the car's in pretty good shape.
This silly season's finally nearly over. It's been an epic one. 21 is the big circle now. Who's going to be in that car for next year? How far away is Brad Jones Racing from having that decision made?
I don't know. I mean, I know there's plenty of people talking at the moment, so I'm pretty sure there'll be an announcement, in due time. But I think we'll, I don't know whether it'll be before Homebush or not. But I think that there's certainly plenty of people out there that can slot into that car.
Do you get a say in it since you're part owner of the wreck?
Yeah, but I mean, I leave most of the decision up to Brad because he's the one that has to deal with the driver more than me. I think we certainly talk about it, but the commercial reality comes back to Brad as well.
All right, cool, mate. Good work today. Good luck for the weekend. Got some questions from the floor?
They're all playing computer games or something. I think.
How tight are you, Frosty? I got one. How tight are you?
Frosty. How do you play this weekend? Do you think defensively, aggressively? Do you actually go in with any sort of specific mindset considering the championship position?
Oh, I'm just going to tighten up, to be honest. I'm just going to really get tight and then just see what happens. But no, you just qualify well. You got to, you just got to. That's the key thing. So if you have a quick car, you qualify well at the front, get a good start, and you're away from that pack. In New Zealand, I had a bit of a wobble in one corner, and it lost me a tenth and a bit, and that's about 6 spots, and then put you in the pack, and then. The concertina thing, and I got turned around. You're in the pack and you're vulnerable. So if you get at the front, you can control your own thing. But if you're in the pack, you got to race. It's just one of those things. You can't just say I'm going to do this, and you just got to see where you end up after quali. And back-to-back sessions, you could be at the front in one, at the back in the other if something goes wrong or these conditions. Or you got to evaluate it when when the job's done. Everyone just thinks you just putt around, or I don't understand sometimes when you read some articles, but you're just still trying to drive as good as you can, get at the front. You don't just slow down or anything, but we had one bad round, and Gold Coast, I think we would have finished second in the first race without the pit lane drama, and then it's you're not struggling, it's bizarre the way people write or read the play sometimes. So just get to the front and try and clear out. That's the safest way to do it.
The other question was about car setup, and you talked about a progression today. You have talked about struggling a bit on setup the last couple of rounds. Are you saying today you found something significant in those terms?
Oh, just for me, it's clear that the cars are working because, Scott at New Zealand did a great job, and so did Dave, and that's in the same car. It's hard to copy Dave because he has got quite a unique style a little bit, but Chaz and I and Andre are normally pretty close, but yeah, we're just trying things. You don't want to go too far away from what you got, but today was nice. I actually really, after the first session was okay, and the second session in areas I've been chasing, it was actually really good. So it's positive. You come away now, you can go, hey, let's throw at these other areas that we've had strengths and maintain what we just found a bit of gain. And but they're doing a good job as well. Scott was quickest in the first one in the same car. It's we just got to get it right. So.
And does it translate to the drive from the wet?
Well, yeah, it should. Yeah, yep. So it should be okay, but we'll find out, I guess. But yeah, should be okay. It felt good, which is nice. So you normally come away doing 35 somethings and you go, oh, it's hit and miss. But if you find a gain, you genuinely get excited about it. So it was good. Nice.
I'll just throw one more to Frosty. It's not too bad, don't worry. We've got Dean Canso out there in car 4 this weekend. On Inside Supercars this week, James Courtney said that he's going to be doing everything that he can to help Craig win the championship because he wants to see a Holden win it. Do you feel like having Dean out there in the Erebus car is an ally?
James revealed a lot, actually, sponsors and movement. He was the Phelpsy segment, wasn't he? So, but no, it's like Dean's running. I don't even know what that situation is. So, like, he's obviously running, and I don't know if he's looking, for next year and stuff. But he'll do his own thing. Dean's a really good driver. He deserves to be in the series, so it'd be good to watch him. But like if someone's 20th or someone's whatever, they can't just help you. Like, it's not. It's not like people just help you like that. So he'll do the best job he can, I'm sure, and hopefully he's up the front. But he's not going to just pull over and let me pass, or he's not going to crash into an opposition member or something. So it's not like they help you that way.
Fair enough, boys. And do you reckon the last practice is going to be very vital tomorrow because such limited dry time today?
Yeah, it'd be good.
Do we have enough dry running today to know what qualifying's going to be like?
No, not really. This is hard, this stuff. Like, yeah, it's gonna. It'll be good. It'll be dry. It'll be.
I think it's a good thing for the field to roll straight out, not having a chance to fine tune the car. Especially given that our cars have rolled out of the truck pretty good.
That's a good one to finish on.
Scrap practice. Rock up Saturday and just
get
scrap
straight
practice.
into it.
Do NASCAR spec and just get out there and put greens on and go for it. It'd be good.
All right, thanks, boys. Good luck tomorrow.